Hey everybody, I'm Daniella and I'm guest vlogging for those pesky dames. This is an issue which really interested me as a writer and affected the way I write characters, so I'm gonna talk about this in a writer's perspective, but there is a feminist issue at hand here as well. It's about the depiction of strong female characters or feminist characters in fiction, especially in film and television. For an article I wrote on my blog, I used Disney princesses as a case study to understand this concept. And right now I'm also working on the drafts for my Disney princess retrospective. Yeah, I love Disney princesses. I don't care what anyone says. When I was writing my draft for Snow White in the retrospective, I came up with an observation, a pretty interesting one. What people usually say about Snow White is that she's very dull, because she's not strong, she can't fend for herself, and the only thing that's special about her is that she's nice. Well, both in the film and in the original fairy tale, Snow White is the embodiment of all that is good and pure. And she's naive and innocent, but she's also kind and sincere. So, isn't that enough? Why can't kindness be a good attribute? As a matter of fact, why can't things like generosity, honesty, patience, compassion, empathy be strengths? Consider this for a second. If Snow White were beautiful on the outside, but ugly in the inside, how would that affect the film? If she treated the animals nasty, horribly, they wouldn't have helped her find a cottage and help her throughout the film. They wouldn't have been friends with her. And the same thing to the dwarves. They would have kicked her out of the house because she was being so nasty to them. The huntsman would have killed her immediately because she's just a horrible person. So if you put it this way, Snow White indirectly saved herself. It's a very common thing in Hollywood films for you to rely on violence in order to solve a problem, but in some cases, you really do need to be kind and compassionate and understanding to solve a problem. Those are really important strengths, not just in film, but also in our daily lives. In future adaptations, we have Snow White actually carry a weapon to solve her problems. In Mirror Mirror, Snow White and the Huntsman. It's not that you should never give a weapon to a female character. That really depends on the approach you're trying to make, like Buffy or Sarah Connor. I am with the firm belief that a woman carrying a weapon or using violence does not automatically equal better character. In some cases, they can actually be worse. Giving them a weapon doesn't automatically mean that they're quote-unquote stronger. Being violent, unemotional, dominating, and aggressive, those are all traits stereotypically associated with male characters, and they're more favored and celebrated in Hollywood, while the opposite traits, emotional, cooperative, affectionate, friendly, those are stereotypically associated with female characters and are the undervalued traits. And when women show the masculine traits, the aggressive and stuff like that, they're associated with being a feminist character, and I don't think that's right. Now, the second point I want to bring up here, which I bring up in my retrospective, is that a common pattern that we find with the princesses, starting with Ariel onwards, is that they go against a certain norm or expectation, making them either an outsider or an eccentric, or they go against a certain force to do what they believe is right. A good example is Belle. She doesn't want to follow the custom of being a housewife, and she constantly reads her books and shuts herself in her own world. That's not to say it's wrong to be a housewife, but Belle wants to get married when she feels she's ready. Right now, she's making her own choices, and she dreams of an adventure or something exciting to come in her life. Right, she's not going to be pressured to be something she's not. Mulan is an interesting case because the film is directly playing on gendered roles in a very unique way. At first, she is trying to be a proper Chinese lady and has no problem with an arranged marriage. She really is trying, but she's just not very good at it. It's hard for her to fit in as a Chinese lady, and even hard for her to fit in with the army when she dresses up as a man. Mulan isn't strong because she's trying to be like a man, or she's trying to be tough, or trying to be a warrior. And the film is not about saying whether women or men are better. It's about a journey of finding oneself, about finding your place in life, and that's what Mulan manages to do in the end, and that's great. And the list goes on and on. Jasmine wants her independence, Tiana wants to work for a restaurant even though people tell her otherwise, and Merida goes directly against the girly stereotype. They shouldn't be written as men, but they shouldn't be constrained to a certain archetype, female or male. To me, a strong woman is about being able to stand up to your own identity. and not allow people to tell you how women should act or what they should want. They should be able to embrace themselves, believe in themselves, discover themselves, be themselves, basically. And the same thing applies to male characters. Billy Elliot wanted to dance. People told him it wasn't masculine, but Billy believed it was part of himself, and in the end he became a professional dancer. Examples of very strong women, most of the Disney princesses, Hayao Miyazaki's female characters, other characters like Elle Woods from Legally Blonde, etc., etc., etc. All this affected the way I wrote my character in my Tintin fanfiction, and she ended up being the best character I've written in my life. I love this character. If you want to read the Tintin fanfiction, it'll probably be in the comment section. So thanks everybody for your time, and thanks to those pesky dames for having me guest vlog. I had a great time, and I hope to do this again sometime. So, you rock. All of you rock. Never mind. See ya.